Hello, in this video we're going to discuss how to be a good Christian. So it's not as difficult as it sounds. Many people take a lot of things out of context and have been misled, primarily by Satan, into believing a lot of things, like thinking masturbation's a sin, or same-sex couples are a sin, or something like that. They're not a sin, alright? It is not a sin to be gay or lesbian or transgender, and it is not a sin to masturbate. Alright? So that's a few things. But we'll just look here at a few other things that people need to know. Okay, there was in fact 12 commandments originally, and so the commandments are being looked at in heaven and are going to be addressed. So there's going to be some changes there. But one of the commandments that was missing, which I'll read out, is, "Thou shalt never listen to Satan, for he is a brigand." So that was removed by Satan himself. When he was given that commandment, he removed it. But when Moses was given the commandment, Satan removed it. So we'll just go through the commandments just for a second. So, worship no God but me. Alright, that's one. Do not bow down to any idol or worship it. Now, it's not a sin to like someone. So if someone's a celebrity, it's okay to think they're okay. What isn't okay is when you worship something. So if a person worships another person, right, that's not good. And if they worship a piece of wood or a stone, a carving or a statue, the carving or the statue can't do anything for you anyway. So there's no point to it. Do not use my name for evil purposes. Alright? That is something. People say, oh, God told me to do this, or God told me to do that. If people walk around saying that, and you pass away and wind up in heaven, it will be brought up that you said those things. And then it'll be pointed out that God in fact did not tell you those things. Then you wind up in purgatory. Some people use this in order to justify doing hideous things. Okay, observe the Sabbath and keep it holy. You have 6 days in which to do your work. But the seventh day is a day of rest, dedicated to me. This is wrong. Okay, so it is okay to work, and just remember, back in those days, on the seventh day, if you didn't make food, then you got hungry all day. People were miserable during the Exodus because of these rules that Moses brought out. So God did, in fact, did not say some of this, and that's what we're getting to the bottom of a little bit. So it is okay to work over weekends, alright? People need to work. It is not a sin. It is a good thing for people to have a day off work or more. Respect your father and mother, so that you may live a long time in the land that I'm giving you. Okay, what if your parents are criminals? Then we have a problem. Okay, so that one needs to be looked at. Do not commit murder. Okay, so how to be a good Christian is to be a good law-abiding citizen. That's all it is. Do not commit adultery. Okay, this one is not a sin, right? And should not be there. Because sometimes people are attracted to each other and fall in love even though they're in relationships. And people do get divorced. Divorce is not a sin. And for those in Catholic churches, if you know that person or a couple has divorced, do not refuse them the host or the wine, otherwise you'll be refused manna in heaven. Without manna, your soul just wastes away. Right. Do not steal. Right. Again, being a good law-abiding citizen. Do not accuse anyone falsely. Right. So be decent to each other, uphold your dignity, and do not lie about others. Do not desire another man's house. Do not desire his wife, his slaves, his cattle, his donkeys, or anything else that he owns. This slavery thing never happened. They never had slaves. They were all, during the Exodus, they were all ex-slaves, and no one wanted to be a slave. So this slavery thing, Satan put it in there. Desiring someone's stuff or feeling a little bit envious, there's no sin in that either. But just don't go stealing it or causing trouble. A few other things. You do not need to pray every day. Okay. But so just live your life, and it is not necessary to pray every day or all the time. Alright, so a prayer is to request help from heaven, from God, Mary, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. That's what a prayer is. So it's not a sin not to pray. It's also not a sin not to go to church. Okay? Swearing. Okay, so people swear. It is not a sin to swear, right? But there is a time and a place for it. So we do not use swear words as spoken pauses or things like that. When people swear, it's always because something has happened, right? That's why they swear, because they're angry, or something frightens them, or something like that, right? So it's not a sin. Sometimes people swear in heaven, all right, because they're unhappy about something. I'm just saying that they might have seen something on TV that's happening on Earth, for example, and they're not impressed with it, all right? Or something their descendants did and they're not impressed by it. There might be some swearing. A lot of swearing happens in Purgatory, I'll tell you that. Right. So, how to be a good Christian? What we're trying to do is just live a normal life and be a good law-abiding citizen. It doesn't take much. And don't worship or listen to Satan, right, or anything else. And do not worship statues or anything like that. Just be a good Christian and live a good life. And be a good law-abiding citizen. And in doing so, you avoid purgatory. If you do anything bad, that's where you're going to wind up. So that's all we have to say today. I'm the Archangel Daniel, and I'm from heaven.